Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder and different ways and techniques to recover from narcissistic abuse. Thank you to everyone subscribing. If you do find the information helpful on this channel, please do subscribe. Add anything in the comments that you think you'd like information on or more information on, and anything you believe that worked for you to help you recover, to help other people. This video is about overcoming your emotions after narcissistic abuse. I shall do a brief overview of each emotion and then I'll go into more detail about this. During a narcissistic relationship, our emotions are running on a higher state to normal. Neuroscience research claims it can cause damage to the brain, which can be reversed. Abusive relationships of any form cause our amygdala to grow in size. This is the part of our brain that houses and controls our emotions. And after the relationship, your emotions can still be running on a high. So we need to learn how to deal with them and how to overcome them. No one deserves to be manipulated or abused, so get all the help and support and guidance you can to recover. But true healing does start from within. No matter who the narcissist was in your life, they will have passed all their negative emotions into you and then left you alone to deal with them all. So how can you deal with them all? Remember, your mind controls your emotions. You control your mind. You control your emotions. You need to distance yourself from thinking emotionally and start thinking logically and taking back control of those emotions. Emotions are signals. They are a sign you need to take action on an area of your life to reevaluate either how you're perceiving something or how you're proceeding with something, the way you're handling a situation, the way you're behaving towards yourself or the way you're behaving towards others. Learn and listen to the emotions and then take the logical action. Emotions don't have to be negative and they don't have to be positive. When you use your emotions to serve you wisely, you get to a higher state of mental awareness, so your emotions start to work for you. Emotions are telling you to take action, to do something, to change your perception, change your procedure, change your communication, change your expectations, change your circumstances, change the situation, and to change your state of mind. Emotions basically are there to signal that you need to change something. So for changing your perceptions, for example, if someone's done something to hurt you, then you need to ask yourself, did they mean to hurt me? If they did, and it's a pattern of repeat behaviour, then you need to walk away from that person and leave them be. If they didn't mean to hurt you and it was the first time they've done something like this, then you need to ask, did they actually know your standards? And if they didn't, then you start to communicate with people and express your beliefs and your standards up front. Your standards are your standards and you are more than entitled to them. If you can compromise with others, it's good. If others don't want to compromise with you, they are not for you. Not everyone has the same standards, yet most people can respect other people's standards. Those who can't are not the people you want in your life. With a narcissist, they don't think or feel on the same level that others do. It's all about them. If you expect them to understand, if you expect them to care, you will spend the rest of your life frustrated. Working on you and your emotional healing is key. So step 1, identify your signal, your emotion. Step 2, recognise what it is trying to tell you. And step 3, take the correct action to change this. So here's a quick rundown of a few emotions. Hurt, a feeling of loss, means you have an expectation that hasn't been met. Clarify and take action on your own perception or your own procedure. if you're feeling uncomfortable, something doesn't feel right to you. So clarify what isn't feeling right, what you do want, and take action on getting what you want. If you're feeling angry, furious, enraged, resentment, clarify your perception or your procedure. You have a standard for your life that's not being met. This cannot be getting met by you, or the standards isn't getting met by someone else. So then you need to take action, whether it's you or whether it's someone else. Pain, if you're feeling pain, you need to change your perceptions, change the way you communicate, or change your behaviour, the way that you're looking at things. You can't change somebody else. The only person you can change is yourself. Fear is feeling anxiety, concerned, apprehension, worry, terrified, frightened, scared. Fear is a signal telling you that you need to prepare yourself wisely and deal with whatever negative situation is coming up. Fear is to get yourself prepared to deal with something. We can deny the fear for as long as we want and not take action. That then amplifies it, and we then start to think about worst case scenarios that could actually happen instead of taking action. So you need to get prepared and deal with it. Guilt or regret is if you've been violated or let someone violate your standards, or you feel like you've done something that you shouldn't have done. Don't deny the feelings of guilt. It'll always come back to bite you if you deny it. Don't walk around forever feeling more guilty. Guilt is for you to learn to not do something again, or to not allow someone to do something again. You cannot change your past, but you can change your present and your future. You need to let guilt go. If you're feeling overwhelmed, hopeless, flat, numb, stressed, depressed, you need to evaluate your situation, what's truly important to you, where you want to be, who you want to be, your priorities, your hopes and your dreams, what's necessary for you in your life right now, what desire do you need to let go of, and what do you need to keep your focus on. Work out what's important for you, let go of what isn't, and take action on what is important. If you're feeling frustrated that things aren't working how you hoped, or people are not acting how you expected, you need to change your goal. Ask, what am I trying to achieve? Can I achieve it, or can I change my approach? If it's someone else causing you to feel frustrated, you cannot change them. If you're trying to get results by doing the same thing and you're not getting the same results, you need to change what you're doing. Albert Einstein, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. If you're feeling frustrated and you're doing the same thing over and over again, you need to change something. Lonely. Feeling lonely, usually because you might be alone, or you are with someone that actually makes you feel alone. Connect with yourself so that you can be alone and not feel lonely, and reach out and connect with others, good people, positive people that lift you up. Take action and find things that you love for you and meet new people. Disappointment that things aren't meeting your expectations, then change your expectations, change your own perceptions. You might have been told or thought something was going to be a certain way, and it's not that way. See it for how it is. If you don't like it, you can leave it. If you can change it, then you can change it. If you're feeling inadequate, feeling unworthy, insignificant, not good enough, invalidated, change something within yourself, your mindset and your beliefs. Do something that makes you feel special, makes you feel worthy. Change your criteria. If If you need to start practicing at something to become good at it, or changing the negative people that are around you, leave them be and find good people and take the action. You need to appreciate the emotions. You are allowed to be emotional. You're allowed to respect the emotions, learn from them and deal with them. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to grieve. You are allowed to wallow. Just don't let it continue in your future. Deal with it in the present moment and then find the solution and take action. So hurt. If you're feeling hurt that someone left you, you need to change your perceptions of what life was going to be into what you can make your life become. If you're feeling hurt that someone has broken your trust, you need to communicate with them. If they do this again, you need to change your perception of that person and stop telling them information. If you're feeling hurt that someone has broken your trust again after you communicated with them, again, you need to change your perception of that person. Learn they don't care for you and walk away from them. If you're feeling hurt that someone close has passed away, you have got to deal with that hurt. Nobody wants to lose someone that's close to them. But ask yourself, if you'd passed away and someone close to you a year later was still suffering, what would you tell them? Would you want them to sit there suffering? Or would you tell them to go live your life, enjoy your life, remember the good? If you're feeling hurt, someone has taken advantage of you, ask yourself, why did I let them? Learn from it. And don't let them take advantage again. Now, I know this is incredibly difficult when you've been manipulated and you don't understand what was going on in that present moment. But once you become wiser and more knowledgeable about what's happened, you can take this into your future, learn from it, and make sure it doesn't happen again. If you are feeling hurt that someone manipulated you, learn how they did this so you are wiser. Anger. If you're feeling angry that someone has hurt you, this means a rule you have, a standard or a boundary that you have. Someone has crossed, or you let them cross you, or you've let your own standards slip. Now, this can be difficult when you are being manipulated by people and you don't see the true extent of what's happening. But learn from the past so that you don't let it happen in your present and in your future. If you're feeling angry that someone has let you down, you need to keep your own standards high and yet your expectations of them low. And if you don't like what you're getting from them, you need to walk away from them. If you're feeling angry when someone provokes you, it's time to retreat, rethink and then respond. So ask yourself, what did they use to provoke me? Take action to heal that wound so that they cannot provoke you again. If you feel angry that someone had hurt you, the first time you need to make sure that you did communicate with them. And if you didn't communicate with them, see if your perceptions are different and you could compromise. If you cannot and they continue to hurt you, you need to take the action to remove them from your life. If you feel angry because someone oversteps your boundaries, again, the first time, there's nothing wrong with communication. Humans are here to communicate with each other. Communicate your boundary and your standards to them. Good people will respect you, apologise and will not cross it again. If they continue to try and overstep the boundaries, you need to learn to leave them be. That person is not for you. Remember, if you tell someone something, yet you didn't explain, you didn't want them to share the information, they might not have known. Don't feel anger towards those who didn't know. Just communicate. If they did know and they do it again, those people are not your problem. Leave them be and find people who do respect you. If you're feeling frustrated that someone will not listen to you, change how you tell them If it'll still not sink in and they're not listening to you, ask yourself, are they worth it? Do they truly care? Are they doing this to hurt me? And if it is hurting you, stop explaining yourself to them and leave them to it. If you're feeling frustrated, someone is smearing your name. Again, those kinds of people are not the people you want in your life. Leave them be. Gossip fades. Concentrate on working on you. They want your emotional reactions, and that's why they're smearing your name, to protect themselves and to get your reactions. So just don't give them any. They're the ones that are left feeling frustrated because they're not getting their needs met of what they're trying to get, what they're trying to achieve from it. If you're feeling inadequate because someone's told you you're not good enough, write down who told you that. That is their insecurities, not yours. If you're feeling unworthy because someone treated you badly, remember no one deserves to be abused. The problem is them, not you. Leave those negative people in your past and surround yourself with positive, supportive people. If you're feeling inadequate, ask yourself, am I not meeting my own standards? If that's the case, then maybe you need to lower a standard, but only if it feels right to do so. The best course of action is to raise your own game. So if you're looking for a new job and you just can't get that new job, see how you need to change your interview technique. See if you need to do more education to get there. Work on you and work on the steps to take action to get the job you want. If you're not meeting someone else's standard, ask yourself, every time I meet their standard, do they up the game? Do they accept me for who I am? Do they treat me right? If they're always putting you down, if they're always changing the game on you, if they're always changing what they want and need from you, if they're always making you feel sad, lonely, depressed, angry and hurt, these people are not for you, and the action you need to do is walk away from them. If you're feeling disappointed that someone keeps letting you down, or if someone keeps letting your children down, see them for who they are. Change your expectations of them to who they truly are. Don't change your expectations of how you think you should be treated or how you think your children should be treated, but change your expectations of that person. When they show you through actions who they are, leave them to it. If they can not communicate, then if they just bring a communication into an argument, into provoking you, into making you feel worse, if they cannot come to a compromise, there is no point in communicating with that person because they are not interested in what they are telling you. You can try different ways to communicate with them. You can try different techniques to communicate with them. But you only need to say something once. If they want to twist it, turn it, take it off topic, provoke you, then you don't need to continue with that conversation because that is not the original point. If you feel disappointed in yourself for letting someone treat you that way, learn who you want to be, who you are, become wiser, and don't let someone treat you that way again. You don't have to have a great past to have a great future. You just have to learn from the past, leave it in the past, and carry the lessons into your present. Lonely. Now, you can be with someone and feel lonely. Being alone and being lonely are two different things. You can be alone and not feel lonely, and you can be with someone and feel lonely. So if you're with someone and you're feeling lonely, communicate if they are unwilling to listen or unwilling to help. Find people that don't make you feel lonely. Feeling lonely shows you that you need to connect with yourself and with others. This can be friends, family, online support groups. Take action. Find new hobbies for you and get out there and meet new people. Find things in life that give you joy and new happiness. Things that you're passionate about. Guilt. Now, if you're feeling guilty for doing something for someone that you should have never done, recognise first, did you know the full story? Did you have good intentions at that time? Did you believe you were doing the right thing? If so, let it go. It is in the past. If you feel guilty for not seeing the situation for what it was at the time, educate yourself and don't allow it to happen again. Let it go. You might even feel guilty about something that wasn't your fault, or you've been programmed to feel guilty through manipulation for things that you haven't even done or things that you didn't understand. Again, become wiser and let it go. Guilt isn't an emotion to spend the rest of your life feeling bad and feeling insignificant. It's a message to learn from your mistakes, deal with them, try not to make the mistake again, and then let the past mistakes go. If you don't let them go, they can ruin your present and they can ruin your future. You need to let guilt go. The message that guilt offers us is to learn from past mistakes and don't carry them into the present. Don't feel guilty because you cannot make all other people happy. Don't people please. This only hurts you. Make yourself happy first and then help those that you can help and leave those behind who do not want help. Depression. If you're feeling overwhelmed because someone expects too much of you, let them go. Overwhelmed with day-to-day life, then prioritise. If you're feeling hopeless, look at what steps you can change or change the situation. If you're feeling flat or drained, do you need a rest or do you need to take some other form of action? Do you need to change the situation you're in? If you're feeling numb, what in your life can you do to fill yourself with joy? If you're feeling stressed, what is stressing you out and what action can you take to change it? Write down everything that's most important to you right now, what you want to achieve. Ask yourself, who am I? What do I want to do? Number them in order from your top priority. Take action on the first one. And when you've accomplished this, work down the list. As soon as you can handle and take control of one, your brain will acknowledge this and not feel as overwhelmed to do the others. Sometimes it actually helps to start with a simple task, a simple step to help you see that you can overcome things. Take back control of your life and your emotions and build up your self-esteem. You need to take the baby steps. It's a work in progress. Just take the baby steps each and every day. You're allowed a step backwards. That's fine. Just rethink the process. Get up and go again because you can do it. Identify the emotions: fear, anger, guilt, pain, resentment. Whatever the emotion is, identify that emotion within yourself. Take the message the emotions are giving you. It's a message that you need to change something for you. Once you've taken the message that your emotions are telling you, then take action to either change your own perceptions, change your communications, change the situations, change the people you surround yourself with, change your actions, change your procedures. Deal with it and take the action to make the change, to create the change, to create the present that you want. to create the future that you want. In fact, to create the future you want, you need to work on the present moment. You need to take control of your emotions, and you need to do what they are telling you to do and work through them. And I know if you're leaving a narcissistic relationship, it can be incredibly difficult, especially if you've got that fear placed inside you. There is steps you can take. You can get the help and the support you need and take the steps safely, overcome that fear and get out safely so that you can move into a happier life. You might be feeling guilty that you are cutting family members out of your life, or even cutting their flying monkeys out of your life, because as far as you're aware, that person is a good person that's done you no wrong, but they do believe what the narcissistic person tells them. So you've got to remember that not to feel guilty for doing so. You're doing it because you're doing what's in the best interest of your health, your physical health, your mental health, your financial health, your life, your future. It's about you. Now, this doesn't mean take away from good people. Good people, surround yourself with positive people that lift you up, that have that give and take. Relationships are give and take. If someone is only taking, that person is not for you. Sometimes we have it where, you'll be giving 90% and they'll be giving 10% because that's what's needed in that moment. But then it might switch round and they'll be giving 90% and you'll only be giving 10% because that's what's needed in that present moment. Just keep the communication open, keep the balance open, keep working on yourself, keep helping yourself. Wherever you are on the journey, just keep going. You can get past this. You can move into a happier future. Thank you for listening. Bye.